Saya Ifik Arifin.
Saya Dr. Sophiana Chua.
Kita berada di TEKNIX by Inixindo. Halo, Dr. Sophiana. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Is it cold in Brunei right now?
No, it's mendung now at the moment.
So we can talk actually in Bahasa Indonesia, but I think you prefer in English, right? We can mix it together, Bahasa and English all together, like usual.
Yes, boleh.
Boleh ya. Dr. Sophiana, maybe you introduce yourself. You are promoting your dissertation in doctor, but before that, what did you study actually?
My background is actually computer science. I studied that many years ago, and I was a lecturer at a local university for many years. I retired in 2018, and since then I've been doing a lot of training, specifically in strategic planning, and foresight. So,
and you have your dissertation about what?
My dissertation, it was in computer science. It was more towards AI and education.
Wow.
So concentrating or focusing mainly on student modeling. Yeah.
Artificial intelligence?
Yes.
Cutting edge technology. So everyone is talking about AI, right?
That's true.
And you did your dissertation in artificial intelligence. That's incredible. Yeah. And we will have our topic now about strategic management, more or less. Yeah. And we met before in APICTA. APICTA is Asia Pacific ICT Alliances, which is consists of 16 nations, 16 economies. Yeah. So from Pakistan, Hong Kong, Macau, China, Brunei, Australia, and so on. Yeah. So many. So 16 economies. We have seen many competitions of young people, and they have creativity, innovation, and something like that we like. And that's why we want to talk about the strategic management that have something to do with how to win a competition, for example, right? So, okay, let's talk about strategic management. What do we mean by strategic management, Dr. Sophiana?
Strategic management consists of two parts. Yeah. You've got the building of a strategic plan, and the second part is to implement the plan. A lot of time when we talk about strategic management, we zoom straight into building the strategies or the actions. But in fact, there's a lot of work that goes on before that, such as environmental scanning, finding a robust vision, and so on. So a lot of work takes place before we do the planning. And a lot of times, even the planning, we don't plan properly. So in the end, we end up with implementing a strategic plan which is half cooked.
Well, the usual way is no planning at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's why we don't win, something like that. Okay, Dr. Sophiana, you want to show the slides that we want to start with the topic?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me show you the slides.
Yeah.
So this topic is specifically on developing strategies, but what I'll do is I'll bring us through the whole process of strategic management framework. Yeah, so the topics we'll be covering will be strategic management framework and developing strategies, in particular looking at gap analysis, SWOT analysis, and design thinking.
All right. Yeah.
Let me start off with a simple example.
Yes.
When we're about 9 years old, dalam umur 9 tahun ya,
Ya, masih kecil.
Masih kecil, we go given a topic like cita-cita saya, my ambition. But at umur 9 tahun, we don't know what we want to do. I don't know what I wanted to be.
Neither do I.
Yeah. So most of us do not know what to do.
Yeah.
But the thing is that as a child, when we are given that karangan to do, that essay to do, we start looking around. Yeah, we look around. We say, oh, my father is policeman. My mother is housewife. My auntie is teacher. My uncle pilot. Yeah, we look around. Then we say, we think of a few which we feel that we can do. So we think of a few, pilot is good. Jadi vet pun is good. Yeah. Maybe become a teacher is good. Yeah. Then we decide on one. Once we decide on one, we want to be a teacher, for example. Okay. Only then you start off the vision.
Oh, okay. One moment. So you have, first of all, you have many options, many choices, right? And from that many choices, you select to a few choices, and then at the end, you choose one. Is that correct? Yeah. That's
correct. Yes.
Yeah. Something like maybe I want to have a project, but I don't know what kind of project it is. There's similarity, yeah?
Yeah.
So I look around and I found several interesting projects to do. So I make a list, right? Yeah. From the list, I minimize the list to 2 or 3 projects. Correct. Yeah. And then I think about that carefully, and then finally I chose one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. I'm with you.
One. So you notice that the whole process, right? I'll explain what the ESTSDM mean later, yeah?
Yeah.
When you choose the whole process, this is even before we start strategic planning. Yeah. So when we do the plan, then we decide, okay, we've already chosen one.
Yeah.
Now we want to know what the what we call the targets or objectives or the key success measures are, KSMs. Or the KPIs are for that vision.
Yeah.
And then later on, then we do the action part. From the action part, only then we start acting on the action part.
Okay. Questions. Now, if you have an A, B, C, this is a serial event, or you can come back to previous vision, to you improve your vision or targets, or after the action plan, or is it not possible?
Yeah, you're right. In a way we start off, we can make it sequential. Yeah, we can start off with step by step, but you notice that sometimes when you're looking around, yeah, the word I'm going to use in future would be environmental scanning. You actually need to scan the environment throughout. Yeah, and because of that, sometimes when you are already at step B, for example, then something changes in the environment. Yeah. You still got to go back again. So there's a lot of iteration where you go forward, backward, yeah, going forward and so on. But all this is part of the planning part.
So iteration is not prohibited, right?
It's not.
Yeah. Okay.
And the other point I wanted to point out is that when we talk about strategic management, when earlier on you mentioned that what is strategic management? So if you look at it from look around right until ABC, that is the developing of the plan.
The phase 1, yeah.
So sometimes this can take up to for a few months. It can take
that long, yeah.
Long. And only then you have the implementing part. So the whole thing, if you talk about strategic planning development, that means you build a plan, and where you execute your plan, the whole thing is called strategic management. Yeah. Tapi pecahannya misalnya is from look around right until ABC is doing the planning saja.
Yeah, doing the planning.
Yeah. So that's why it's important to do the planning first.
Yeah.
So let me bring us back to the example earlier on about, say, if my father is a policeman, my mother's a housewife, my aunt is a teacher, my uncle's a pilot, and so on. When I think of a few, I say, okay, teacher, vet, lawyer, housewife. Yeah. Potential visions.
Yeah.
Potential ambitions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll zoom on to saying I want to be a teacher.
Right.
Yeah. The teacher by 1985, but if you know how old I am, maybe I should change this to a different date for us, right? Okay, maybe I change it to a different date. Make it 2025. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So to be a teacher by 2025, if someone comes up to me and asks me, Dr. Sophiana, are you already a teacher in 2025? Yeah, I should be able to say, yes, I am, because then I give them my B, which is my KPIs. I say, yeah, my teacher certificate last time 0, now I got 1. My teaching practice last time, I don't teach in any schools, now I teach in 2 schools.
Yeah.
My teaching job last time, I don't have a teaching job, now I've got 1.
Yeah.
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 And so this is important to show them your success or your evidence or your proof that you meet your vision. And a lot of times, sometimes when we are doing A, we go to vision, we jump straight to C, which is the action.
Action plan. Yeah.
So we forget about the B. A lot of cases is like that.
Lot of people. Yeah.
We define what the vision is. We define what the targets are. And then we define the actions for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for the action, I have to enroll in the course. I got to study hard. I got to have work-life balance.
Yeah.
I got to sit for exams.
Yeah.
And then I put down something called climb Mount Everest. And
What?
you say, hey, why? Why climb Mount Everest, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is that you say, hey, but I'm going to be a geography teacher. I got to climb a mountain. But you must remember, the action part is always it costs you time and money.
Time and money.
Yeah.
So you have to be prepared about that.
You have to be prepared. You got to align. You got to align all my actions here to meet my targets, my B.
Yeah.
So that if my B is met, my A is met. So I got to make my actions very lean, which will help me to meet my targets. Because if my targets are met, my vision will be fulfilled.
Right.
So we have to go through one by one. For example, enroll in a course. Does it help me with my targets? Yes. Study hard? Yes. Sleep, eat, exercise, balance? Yes. Sit for exams? Yes. Climb Mount Everest? Maybe not. So at this point, we can take it out. Or we say, but I will be a geography teacher. I need to climb a mountain. Maybe you replace with climbing Mount apa ada?
Merapi.
Clown Mount Merapi, right? Yeah.
Merapi.
It's a cheaper version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. So you can change it.
Yeah.
And all this one from look around until ABC takes you a few months to do. Yeah. Especially when you're doing for your company or for your business. This part is very important. You take time to do this part well. Only then you can do your D, which is you execute your plan. And it will execute your C, act on action plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next is to make an action plan, right? So it's a strategic plan, something like that.
Yeah, it's like your Gantt chart lah. Mainly like. But when we stop writing the essay, when we grow bigger, right? When we are older, when our boss asks us to do a project, for example, we don't say, boss, I look around, or I think, you use more elaborate words like, look around is actually external environmental scanning.
Okay. It's a better expression. Yeah.
More professional.
More professional, right.
Then you've got, think of a few, you say, I do strategic thinking. And then when you decide on one, you call it strategic decision making.
Oh, it sounds really good. Yeah.
Your plan ABC, I call it strategic planning.
Oh, okay.
Only then I will implement and evaluate. You should call it strategic planning, implementation, and evaluation.
Yeah.
So you end up with, as I mentioned earlier on, the strategic management framework has got all these parts, Yeah. And with this one, you can do anything. You can use it for your own cita-cita saya. You
Oh,
can use it for your business.
so,
You can use it for your projects.
Frameworknya sudah ada.
Frameworknya sama.
Sama ya. Jadi tinggal isi-isi aja ya.
Yeah. But when we were younger, we only got one strategic plan. We study hard, we go to school, come back from school, have a rest, do homework, and all towards meeting our vision. When we were young, that was our strategic plan. But when you grow older, you got more than one strategic plan. If we look at the ones in blue, it's like, what am I? What do I want by 2031? Maybe I want to have financial freedom. Or maybe I want to have my own business. Or I want to have, so the plan would be a long plan, right? About 10 years plan, But I want to be fit as well. I want to be fit by December 2022, right? And also it's a plan. If I study for 1 year, it's 1 year's plan. Maybe I want to get the PhD. So I got a plan which is some 22, about 4 years plan, And then what I want to have for dinner tonight is a 1 day plan.
Okay.
My vision is what? My vision is to prepare a meal my family will enjoy.
1 day is still a plan, even 1 day,
Even 1 day. But when we go to the office, when we got work plan, a work project from your boss, for example, it is also another strategic plan. Because your boss say, I want this report to be done, by this date. And then what is the B? The B part is that I want it to be 200 pages. I want it to be, you include 3 topics and so on, right? So again, then the C part is you do the research, you do the typing and all that. So that's project. But your organization or your company may also want to have their own strategic plan. So they will do the ABC as well, same thing. But as we go further, like this example I use is on a national level. For example, for Brunei, we got the Brunei Vision 2035, Wawasan 2035,
2035,
So we have that, and that's also one big strategic plan. And at that time, we were busy with COVID. Now, pandemic jadi endemic. It was also another strategic plan. So that's why, as a person, when you're adult, we are quite stressed, because we got
many distractions too,
many distractions,
and disruption. Okay.
So because of that, now, if I move on to saying you want to own your business, for example, so same thing. You look around and all these different options you can have. You think of a few, then I decide I want to have my own business, and I want to have my own business by 2025. So if someone comes up to me and say, hey, have you got your own business in 2025? The person comes up to me. I say, yes, my business last time, nothing. Now I got one. And this is my registration. My physical office, last time, nothing. I got one now. And my customer base, now my loyal customers from 0, and I got 5,000. That's my proof of my success. Then the strategies I got to do is that I got to attend training, I got to learn from mentors, I got to do my savings, get a loan, get business approval, and so on.
Get married is not in that list.
Get married is in the list if it doesn't cost you too much time and money.
Okay.
But the good point you pointed out is that this one all costs you time and money. So that's the important part. The other thing I wanted to point out to you is that vision sometimes get confused with measures. Okay, I just mentioned A get confused with B, get confused with C. Very common. And the idea is that always remember this one is GO, which is goal oriented. Okay, this is GO, and this one measures will be GO as well, goal oriented. Okay, and then the actions will be action oriented.
Action oriented. Oh, okay.
So we always got to remember one is
the first two is goals oriented, and the last one is action oriented.
So it's goal-oriented, and then the other one is action-oriented.
Action-oriented.
So if we get confused between the three, usually we will say which is goal-oriented, which one is action-oriented. I will not include in here mission. Mission, again, if it is mission here, it will be action-oriented.
Oh,
because mission is your
mission
purpose.
is action-oriented, not goals-oriented. Yeah.
So if mission, mission will be action-oriented.
Action-oriented.
So sometimes we get confused between A, B, and C. So we just got to know which one is goal-oriented and so on. Yeah.
Because mission using verbs. Yeah. So that is an action.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So mission is your purpose. Yeah. Your purpose of business.
Purpose, objectives. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is
clear. Yeah. Purpose. Right.
And what happens is that okay, if you are saying, for another example I'm going to give is that if you're winning an ICT competition, if you're winning an ICT competition, then the idea is that you look around, there are so many different competitions you can join.
Right.
Yeah, Bikta, Chipta in Brunei, we got something called Chipta, and Aita, they've got Epicta.
Aita is ASEAN. Huh?
ASEAN, yes, right.
And Apicta is Asia Pacific.
Yes, that's right.
But all of this is ICT competition.
Correct. Yeah.
Information, communication, technology. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, ICT competitions. Yeah.
Because right now, IT is more popular than ICT because many people think that communication is included in the information.
Oh, that's good. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
IT for now, right? Yeah.
IT competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so we think of a few, we say, okay, we want to look at Bikta and Epicta, but we decide on one. That means I want to win an Epicta competition, right? I want to be an Epicta winner by, say, 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what if someone comes up to me and say, hey, in 2023, are you an Epicta winner?
Not yet. It's still zero.
The thing is that I go to do my B, right?
Yeah.
So my proof. So I say, yes, my Epicta trophy last time kosong jadi satu.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I also got a registered business. I got the product, which, for example, at better stage, and so on. And then I got my government to endorse it, and I'm already a winner in other contests. So this could be your proof, your proof or your KPIs to say that is what I needed in order to meet my vision. Then the C part will be all the actions, which cost you time and money. So you'll be 10 mentoring sessions, do market validation, register for IP, and so on. Yeah.
Right.
So basically, the steps are the same, and all we need to do is to make sure we carry the whole process up. Yeah.
That's the development process, right? Yeah.
The development process is now from E until C.
C,
Yeah. So strategic planning development takes a long time. As you mentioned about effect earlier on, you can iteration, you can go backwards and forwards. Yeah. Because environmental scanning has to be done throughout. Even though I put it down here saja, but you got to carry out at every stage because the environment can change. Yeah?
Okay.
So again, the thing is that when we had the easy part about cita-cita saya is just the blue line, Then I said to be more professional, you start using words like in the red, as shown in the red boxes. But there are many steps in order for you to. There are many steps you can use in order to achieve from E until C, even D. Yeah. So, for example, when I do my E, which is my environmental scanning, I use something called STEEP. It's a STEEP. So STEEP
analysis.
Yeah, it will be like analyzing. It's very similar to PESTEL, to legal, where STEEP stands for society, technology, environment, education, economy, and political. So political can be governance as well, right? Could be policy.
Governance. Okay.
Yeah. And so we also use something called trend analysis. So we look at things like weak signals, anything that's emerging, anything that's already a trend or becomes mainstream. And we also look at something called surprises. We look at black swans, we look at wildcards, yeah? So there are a few things you look out for. For example, they say climate change is a black swan. So black swan is one that you define where it's very hard to predict, yeah? But it's an unknown of an unknown, but when it happens, the impact is big. Some people say even COVID-19 was a black swan. So all these things you do, you look out for potential black swans, things that can happen that could impact us in a very big way. That one we classify under environmental scanning.
Environment scanning, yeah. Okay.
For thinking of a few and deciding on one, which we call strategic thinking, strategic decision making, we can use what we call foresight tools. This again is a very interesting area. It's a very big discipline on its own now. And we even have someone called Sohail Inayatullah. He's the first UNESCO chair in future studies. So it's a very big discipline, and a lot of economies are now, or governments are trying to institutionalize foresight. Again, it's a topic on its own. There's tools called futures wheel, backcasting, change progression, futures triangle, and a lot more.
A lot of it, yeah.
But when it comes to strategy, any questions? Okay, Disana?
Yeah, I think it is simply a lot of tools that you never heard about that before.
That's right. And the tools you use here, right, are mainly for you to decide on your vision. In this case, yeah?
Initiate,
this case, we talk about strategic thinking, we think of a few, we decide on one, is to decide on one vision. So whatever tools we use, it is to help us to come up with a vision that is robust.
Okay.
Yeah. That we can sustain as well, right? Yeah. So this whole process takes time before you reach your A.
Yeah.
Once you got your A, you decide on your vision, then you can start your planning. By planning, for example, we also got many tools, yeah? Some tools we're going to look at would be on developing strategies. Remember, developing strategies is C. So we also got tools for A, we got tools for B, we're looking at tools for C, which is developing strategies. And in here, we're going to look at gap analysis, SWOT analysis, and design thinking. So
this is for C.
C, yeah. A for vision, we already done in a way here. Mission has got its tool as well. Getting a mission up as well got its tool, its template. B, which is your KSMs or your KPIs, right? We also have tools for that. But in here, we're going to concentrate mainly on developing strategies tools.
So this gap analysis, SWOT analysis, and design thinking, we have a separate, understanding about this. So gap analysis is comparing the actual situation with the objective, with the goals. How far we are between the actual situation and the one that we want to reach, correct?
Yes, that's correct. So if we can start on that. We can look at what gap analysis.
Okay.
SWOT analysis, and
now we are talking about that. Yes.
So these tools we mainly for you to develop strategies, which you see.
C.
So we have A, we got A, B, C. We're looking at C now. And so gap analysis, you're right. You're looking at your current state and your desired state. And why is there a gap? For example, I have to do a report to produce 2 reports. My current state, 0 report. Desired state, 2 reports. Why is there a gap? And so once you get the gaps, then you start, you got to solve the gap, to find out the causes for the gap, and you got to solve it by putting out your action plan. So in this case, we call it the solutions or we call it the strategies. So gap analysis here is to help you to develop your C, to come up with your strategies to close the gap. Yeah.
All right.
Then the other one we use is SWOT analysis.
Yeah.
SWOT analysis, I think we are quite used to this, right?
Yeah.
Looking at
We
strength,
heard it a lot of times.
a lot of times. And then we know the strengths and weaknesses are your internal, and then your opportunities and your threats are your external.
Yeah.
And then so when we work on some of our strengths and weaknesses, we work on opportunities and threats. Mind you, your opportunities and threats, you've already done. You did it at environmental scanning.
Okay.
Because environmental scanning, we're looking out for any opportunities outside.
Yeah.
And we're looking at any potential threats outside, which could affect our organization.
In the time of scanning, it includes competitors analysis also, yeah?
That's
because
correct.
we want to know who are the competitors, the actual competitors. Yeah?
Yes.
Can we beat them? Yeah, that's it. The beginning phase.
That's right.
It's already done actually. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That could be a threat, right? Yeah.
It could be a threat. Yeah.
That's right. So again, the way we come up with solutions or strategies using SWOT analysis is that we look at the strengths and the opportunities and look at potential solutions there. But the weaknesses and the threats could be the causes for your gap.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
So maybe I don't have enough people, or there's lack of experience and all that. That could be my weakness, and that could be the cause for my gap. Yeah.
It's already a problem to look around for people around you that maybe fit to the project. There are a lot of good people, but maybe not appropriate for the project, right? Something like that. It's quite difficult. Yeah, I think it's one of the most difficult part of a project like this is human resources, right?
Yes.
Find the right person for the right job. Yeah.
For the right job. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So again, weaknesses and threats will help you to come up with the causes, for why we are not performing as we should. Yeah.
That's the gap. Yeah.
The gap. And the strengths and the opportunities, they can be turned into solutions or strategies. Again, strategies here is the C part, right?
Right.
So what we've done so far, we've done gap analysis to come up with our strategies. SWOT analysis using strengths and opportunities to come up with our strategies. We're now going to look at design thinking. Yeah. Design thinking, in fact, is not something that's new. Yeah, it's been here for, I think, since the 60s. Yeah. It's been made popular recently, and in the recent years, mainly because sometimes when we are doing strategies, for example, we do strategies from gap analysis, strategies from SWOT analysis, we always look at it from the organization's point of view. But this time, design thinking say no. We do it from the customer point of view. We empathize with the customer. So design thinking is something that takes time, but at the end of the day, it will enrich the user experience.
Right.
And that's what we want to find.
So
something like if you enrich the user's experience, there is something they will remember you by. They remember your company by.
Right.
So that impact you give to them. So the steps would be to empathize, where you research your user needs, you define the problem, you state your user's needs and the problems, you ideate, you come up with different ideas, you challenge assumptions and come up with different ideas. Then you do a prototype, then you test out your prototype. So design thinking would have all these 5 steps.
Again, I think nowadays design thinking is very important because you have to think like the user think. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, and the principle of design thinking is don't make your user think.
That's
So
true.
actually, what it means, the learning phase of the application of what you do is almost to zero. The time, yeah, near zero. That is the best one. So if you have to learn your application and you need time, very complex, and then you run away from the application, yeah.
That's
Something
right.
like ordering food, yeah, or banking system. You know, there are a lot of banking system now, mobile, and from one application to another is different
Yes.
user experience.
Yes.
And there is still a banking application that make you angry because it's so complicated. It makes you want to run away from the application, right? And there are a lot of others application that easy to use. That's because the one that they designed the application is mostly engineers. I think so. Don't you think so, Dr. Sophiana? That's why design thinking matters.
You're so right. You're so right.
Yeah.
And it's where you make the user feel special. Yeah, they feel you care. Yeah. And I think design thinking has the option of doing that. When you compare it with gap analysis and with SWOT analysis, right? They're very top down. This one is no, we get to the user's point of view. You're right. Yeah. Again, it's a lot of iteration. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that we start one, we go on chronologically. Yeah. We do go back and forth again. The idea is to come up with something. So if we revisit this, if we revisit this, I just give an example on, say, a university. For example, if I want to be top 10 in the world by 2025, what do I need to do? I got to make sure I got professors. For example, in pure science, I've only got 20. I want to reach 200. My research patterns, I got 10. I need to reach 500. My student average 2.2. I want to reach 3.8.
Wow.
And then publications, 100 per year, I want to reach 500 per year. So again, when you've got the vision, your A, and what are the measures for the A, the measures to meet your vision, then you come up with these different strategies. Once you come up with the different strategies, that is where we apply gap analysis, SWOT analysis, and design thinking.
Right.
Let us try. So with gap analysis, we probably say, okay, we got to recruit professors. Gap analysis and SWOT analysis will give you that. I don't have enough professors. I need to recruit professors. I don't have a quality curricula. I need to produce quality curricula. I got to raise the student admissions criteria. But from the design thinking point of view, you're considering the user. We make it easy for the students. We give them online student application platform for them. We may create, we can have inclusion to have special needs catered. We have RAMs for special needs, for example. Student activity centers, free self-defense classes, helplines, hotlines, and even professional counseling. All of this would be something your users would be using or to enrich their user experience. Another example I give would be, say, Toyota. Toyota would carry out gap analysis, SWOT analysis, and design thinking, for example. So they use the Kanban process management tool. I want to build X number of cars to meet demand and so on. So that's very top down.
Right.
Design thinking comes in. We say, no, we want to continuously improve. We use the Kaizen method. So we come up with cars which really help the user to improve the user experience. We come up with autonomous driving. So for design thinking, that is where you want to enrich user experience. You use something called Kaizen continuous improvement tool. Yeah. And then you come up with different strategies to help to build a car, for example, that does autonomous driving. Yeah. Or even autonomous parking. I think we all need that. For me,
in the big city,
yeah. So if Toyota comes up with one that's autonomous parking, I will buy that car. Side parking, yeah.
You just sit there, no? And then park by itself, yeah.
So all this design thinking would give them, it still costs you time and money, right? Because it's still time and money, but you take time to improve user experience. Yeah. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
So another example I give would be on, say, the healthy nation, right? For example, Ministry of Health. They want to build more hospitals, open more health clinics, recruit more doctors, train more nurses. But on the other side, for design thinking, we got what we call warga emas lanes. Warga emas for us is like 60 years old and above, yeah?
What is it?
Special lanes for them to connect their medicine, yeah, special lanes. Yeah, waiting time is shorter. Yeah, so we got warga emas lanes. Yeah.
Warga emas.
Yeah. So 60 years and above. Yeah.
60 years. Okay. Good for them.
So you even have something called mobile clinic, right? Clinics. And there's something I want to elaborate on, something called pill pack.
Pill pack.
Pill pack. Yeah. So pill pack, let me elaborate on this example.
Okay.
Pill pack is, for example, I don't know about you. If I am not well, I go and collect my medicine. Then if the doctor gives me a few medicine, sometimes I forget. I lupa. Yeah.
Lupa.
What did I take? Did I take this now or yesterday? Or did I take it twice a day or 3 times? Yeah, I forget. Yeah.
No assistance, right?
Yeah, no assistance. So, so my experience is that I do this chart, a very simple chart on the back of an envelope. Yeah. And I put down, okay, ubat ini saya mesti makan 3 kali sehari. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I forget. So I was ill in September. I was ill. So I forget. Yang mana aku makan, sudah makan. So I use this simple tally system. Yeah. Again, so my own experience is that I forget how to keep track of multiple medications, especially to be taken at different times of the day. Sometimes before makan, sometimes lepas makan. Yeah.
Lepas makan, yeah.
So what happens? They come up with something called they come up with something called a pill pack, right? And what happens is that instead of they use something called, you remember, ideate is one of the steps. Remember, ideate, remember, is one of the steps. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the steps of design thinking.
Challenge assumption and create ideas. Yeah. Okay.
So what they do is that you can use something called reverse brainstorming. So rather than ask questions like, how can use for medicine, how can users remember to take the correct pill on time? You reverse brainstorm and say, how could users possibly take the wrong pill on the wrong day?
Oh, the reverse fun. Yeah.
Reverse brainstorming. Yeah. So the question here is, how do I solve or prevent this problem? Instead of asking that, I say, how do I possibly cause the problem? Yeah. So if you think of all the worst case scenarios, then you can help to make the product better, or your process or your service better.
All right. Yeah.
So the whole idea that pill pack came up with, they say, okay, the medicine, yeah, if you go to the doctors and you wait for your ubat at the pharmacy, they say, no, you don't have to wait anymore. You go home. The medicine from the pharmacy will go through what we call pill pack as a company, and pill pack will arrange the medicine for you and deliver to your doorstep.
Wow.
Yeah. So you come up with something like this. So all you see in your doorstep, you get ubat like this. So you know, Monday, 9 o'clock, I must eat this medicine.
Oh, okay.
So it prepacks all the medications for you, and it caters for you as an individual. Yeah.
All right.
So again, all this one is done for you. And then, for example, some of us go to take care of our parents, right? And then ubat and all that, right? Yeah. So you go to your parents' place, you susun, put in little cups, put in little containers. You don't have to do that. PillPack will do that for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the idea.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Very nice idea.
Yeah.
So the idea, all this one, because they did a lot of design thinking to come up with the idea. They empathize with the user. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sold this PillPack, the whole thing, they sold to Amazon for under $1 billion. USD, yeah? Under $1 billion. US dollars. Wow, it's just a simple idea, right?
Right. Simple. Yeah. For $1 billion.
Yeah. But Amazon bought it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Another example is on Airbnb, for example. They found that their pictures or their site was not making much money, right? Airbnb. You know, Airbnb is you know that one, right?
Yes.
Hosting,
Airbnb. Yes. Accommodation. Yeah.
Accommodation. Yeah. So what the founders did was they said, okay, now we don't want to rely on customers' pictures they upload because quality not so good. We take our own pictures, and then because of that, their revenue doubled in a week. Yeah.
Wow.
And then they just change a simple thing, on the wish list, they change it from a star, they change it to heart. Atu sejak they increase engagement by 30%.
That's simple, yeah.
That's simple, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So all this is not from SWOT analysis, it's not from gap analysis, it's from design thinking.
Design thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the whole beauty.
Yeah.
And so if we take the whole thing, back to saying, example, winning Epicter industry category. This time I change to 2023. Say for example, I want to win, right? For example, I do the whole thing still. I still look around, think of a few, decide on one, and I still do my ABC. But we must realize, our gap analysis, SWOT analysis will give our C.
Yeah.
And also remember, can design thinking give you that C? Yeah, where you empathize with the user.
Got that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with this, I end my presentation. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Dr. Sophiana. Actually, I learned a lot from this. Okay. And in fact, design thinking is ranging from the very simple one to a complex one. Yeah. I remember also in hotels, for example, in good hotels, you came late at 11 o'clock p.m. Then you want to go to get shower, right? So you want to have hot waters as usual, but the design of the shower is so complicated that you not right on that you understand how to use it. Bingung, and you start to think how to use the shower, only the shower. And I was not the only one, because in the wall it says, if you have problem, please call. Please call, and then it's numbered. You don't want to call anybody at 11 o'clock p.m., right? And then after a while, it takes me a while, and then I know how it works. But this is not user friendly. Yeah, you let the user to think in a bad situation is very, very ugly. So I think design thinking will play a big role in the next in future. Yeah, because we now understand how to make things better. Yeah. So your presentation is very useful, very helpful too. So I thank you a lot, Dr. Sophiana.
Very happy to be of any help.
Yeah. And I hope that we can have the chance and maybe in the year 2023 to talk about another topics, right? I don't want to steal your time, but I think it's a good to share the knowledge and the know-how. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much again, Dr. Sophiana.
Terima kasih. Thank
Is
you so
there
much.
is there any last apa namanya kata-kata yang terakhir yang mau diucapkan?
All I can say is continue learning, continue planning, and I think strategic planning should be in every home.
In every home. I agree with you. Yeah. Salam
kompeten.
Thank you, Dr. Sophiana.